Nothing good can happen with them anytime, even in elections. For Hindu society, this is the only place. Some political parties gave an affidavit in the courts. Any Hindu staying anywhere in the world, where will they go?
Hello everyone, I am Himali Nalaude and I welcome you all to another fresh episode of the Bharat Talks Podcast. First of all, my apologies that it took us so long to present our latest episode. Nevertheless, I am sure that the insights we all will carry by the end of this episode will be worth it. In today's episode, we have with us Milind Parande, the National Organizing Secretary General of Vishwa Hindu Parishad, an organization that is the leading face of Hindutva. So let us indulge in a conversation with him and quickly figure out for ourselves what VHP really is. Namaste Milindji.
Namaste.
Sir, the foundation of Vishwa Hindu Parishad was solely dedicated to the Ram Janmabhoomi movement. And so first of all, heartiest congratulations on that.
Thank
because the 40 years of journey concluded in 2024 and 500 years of struggle came to an end with the establishment of the Ram Janmabhoomi Mandir. So next in line is Kashi, Mathura, and Hindus are really looking forward towards the movement. So is VHP going to take lead in that movement as well? Are Hindus going to see it? And is it going to be a target of another 40 years?
See, if I may say so, the foundation of Vishwa Hindu Parishad happened in 1964 and Sri Ram Janmabhoomi agitation started in 1984, with which Vishwa Hindu Parishad got attached. So there is a period of 20 years. So the foundation of Vishwa Hindu Parishad was done by the sages of this country and the great thinkers of this country, along with the second Sarasanga Chalak Parampunya Golwalkar Guruji of Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangha. And the sole purpose of the establishment of Vishwa Hindu Parishad that time was having a Hindu organization that will work all over the world to bring together Hindus staying everywhere. Secondly, there were many social maladies that had entered into the social fabric of the Hindu society, and those maladies have to be removed. So we have to purify the Hindu society from within. So there were many malpractices that are not true to our dharma, to our philosophy. So that is the second reason. Thirdly, there were many instances of aggression against Hindus because they are Hindus. Their traditions, their value system, the society physically. So there must be an organization who will stand in the first line. It should stand in the first line as a defense for the Hindu society. And also there are so many downtrodden people in the society, somebody should serve them. So all these things were in the mind of the sages when they established Vishwa Hindu Parishad. Sri Ram Janmabhoomi agitation was going on in Bharat for the last 5 centuries. Vishwa Hindu Parishad got connected with that agitation because the sages of this country decided that we should get attached to that agitation, and then we came into the lead position. But whatever happened in Ayodhya, that blemish that was called Babri Dhacha was destroyed by the Hindu society, and the temple is also built by the Hindu society. So the Hindu society at that time when this agitation started, they were talking about 3 temples: Ram Janmabhoomi, Kashi Vishwanath and Mathura, Sri Krishna Janmabhoomi. So I think whatever Hindu society has decided, Hindu society will achieve. So that confidence I have in the ability of the Hindu society.
Okay. So the motto of Vishwa Hindu Parishad is Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitah. As you said, it is Vishwa Hindu Parishad is the defense wall against all the atrocities that would take globally against Hindus. So when recently incidents came forward where Shobha Yatras were organized by VHP in celebration of Ram Navami, the first after the installment of Ramlalla's Murti in Ayodhya. Uh, there were isolated incidents across the country where these Shobha Yatras particularly were attacked. So, is it happening that the protectors of the Hindu community need protection? Is the government not capable of doing it properly?
Actually, it is not the way you are painting it, what I would say.
Okay.
The incidents of attack on our Shobhayatras, means Hindu society's Shobhayatras, have been happening for many, many years. There is a section in the Muslim society which is very bellicose in nature, very, quarrelsome in nature. And they cannot tolerate anything in the society that is slightly different from their value system. So they will keep on attacking so as to put fear, but it doesn't create any fear. But they are breaking the law, they are taking the law in their hand. So it happened this time also. So I think such tendency of attacking Hindu Shobha Yatras, it must be punished or crushed very ruthlessly, because it cannot be accepted in any civilized society.
So, there are these incidents come from cities. There are certain other problems that Hindus in the cities, living in the cities or urban areas to say, are facing, and that is of a religious conversion, may it be Islam or Christianity. The people living in the city are being targeted to conversion despite of knowing the problem, despite of being knowledgeable about the process of conversion. So, what is the role of VHP in cities against this problem? And further, I'll also ask you about the same problem in tribal areas. But first, we'll talk about the cities.
See, now slowly the urbanization is taking place in our country. So a large amount of our population is staying in the country, in the cities. So there are many, many organizations, both the Christian missionaries as well as section of the Muslim society are indulging in religious convergence, and that is directed against the Hindu society. The Christian missionaries are using allurement, they are using fraud, or they are using some other techniques by which they are trying to convert the Hindu society. It has little to do with spirituality. It is very much illegal, because under our constitution, anybody who tries to convert the other person using the means of fear, fraud or allurement, then it is against constitution. And that is what most of the Christian missionaries are doing. And very simple people, or people who are not aware of their techniques, they fall prey to the trap that is being laid. As far as a section of the Muslim society is concerned, they are employing the technique of love jihad, and through that they are abducting, I will use that word very specifically, they are abducting, means thousands and thousands of Hindu girls. And to their designs, it is not only the Hindu girls that are falling prey, though the majority of our Hindu girls, but like the Kerala Bishop Association wrote a letter to the Home Ministry that over 4,000 Christian girls in Kerala have fallen prey to these love jihad designs, say from 2015 to 2019. So it is a danger for everybody in the society. So these are the two ways, both ways that are happening by a section of the Muslim society as well as by the Christian missionaries. Vishwa Hindu Parishad is trying to create awareness. So we have our two Mahila wings. One is Durga Vahini for the young ladies, and slightly elderly ladies, means older than the Durga Vahini age, over 35, we have the Matru Shakti. So these two Mahila organization, they are creating awareness amongst the girls, amongst the women, that what are the techniques that are used for all these things. So that awareness will help in being prepared for such aggression. And many places like Vishwa Hindu Parishad is helping up to 8 to 10,000 girls to come back again who have fallen prey to Islamic, these jihadi techniques of love jihad. So many girls are being saved every year. But the number of girls that are falling prey to the love jihad technique is a very huge number. So there needs to be a proper law in place all over the country. So Vishwa Hindu Parishad's legal cell, which includes many Supreme Court lawyers, many retired Chief Justices of High Courts, many of our Karyakartas, we have formulated, done some work on the laws that can be framed for stopping religious conversion. And we have interacted with the law departments, we have interacted with various political parties, and through our efforts, around 7 to 8 states, the anti-conversion law has been passed. It is our effort that this law should be passed in Maharashtra also. Maharashtra does not have this law. This law should be passed at central level also, and in every state of the country. That is our direction of our effort. So other than doing awakening in the society about this problem, about contacting the society and creating awareness, we are going the legal way also.
Okay, so that is about the urban areas. Now, when we move towards tribal areas, mainly the issue these Hindus are facing is that they are being manipulated that tribals are not Hindus. So, when you deal with a population like the tribals of this country, what is VHP's method to tackle this problem?
See, the Janajati society of this country, they number over 10 crore in our country. But there is another area, one is urban, second is rural, and third is the tribal region. So there are 3 areas, not 2. So in the rural areas also, they are targeting the scheduled castes, and in the tribal regions they are targeting the scheduled tribes. So their targets of targeting them are different. But one of the techniques is what you mentioned, that trying to create small identities. So you are not Hindu, this is your identity. Like they created the identity of Mizo. So, or if you go to Nagaland, so they will create an identity, then give it some more power, give it a geographical area, and then the demands will increase. So we must have a separate land. It may go in the direction of a secessionist movement also.
Right.
So it is not about only confusing the identity, creating new identities, then breaking them from the society as well as the country.
Right.
So this is a very challenging situation in such areas. Like in the northeast we are facing, also in the western part of Bharat we are facing that, even in the Dakshin part of Bharat. So these are their techniques. So again, making contact, making live contact, taking our thinking, making them aware of their traditions is the only way. It is about sense of identity. When the Christian missionaries or a section of the Muslim society create confusion about a sense of identity, then many of these complications are arising. So we have to go work there and take care of the needs of the society. Also make them aware about all these designs, nefarious designs.
Right. Recently, the Prime Minister's panel issued a report which disclosed that Hindus of this country have shrunk by 8% over the years, whereas Muslims have grown by 48%. So, what is your opinion on that?
See, the population imbalance that is happening in Bharat. There are, I think, four major reasons. One is the Muslim infiltration from Bangladesh as well as Myanmar. It is happening. It has happened in crores of numbers. So slowly they are spreading all over the country, and that is one very major reason. Then the second reason is the religious activity, conversion activity, that is taken up by the Christian churches as well as Christian missionaries, as well as a section of the Muslim society by way of love jihad. See, the number of women that have been abducted in our country in last 2.5 years, the figure that came last year was around 13 lakhs. So that's a huge number. I wouldn't say that all of that number is, through love jihad, but a very big number out of that is love jihad. They are falling prey to that.
Right.
So love jihad is the third reason. So conversion activity by the Christian missionaries, love jihad, Muslim infiltration, and the fourth is about which nobody is talking really, is the fertility rate of Hindu society. There was an article around some months ago that the fertility rate in 2021 of Bharat was around 1.92, and what is called is a replacement rate, that is known as 2.1, that in each family 2 children should be born. If this happens, then only the death rate and the birth rate, they will match each other, and that is why it is called the replacement number. Now when the fertility rate of Bharat is 1.92, and with 20 crore almost Muslim population whose fertility rate is over 2.1, then the fertility rate of the Hindu society is below 1.92 also. So this is very dangerous.
Right.
It is, we are reducing. So for example, father and mother dies, then the population is reduced by 2. And if there are less than 2 children at home, then no replacement is taking place. So the population is reducing in this way. So these are the 4 major reasons for the Hindu population imbalance that we are seeing, or whatever report that you have mentioned.
Right.
These reasons are in the background, and there are thousands of Muslim and Christian organizations and some communist organizations who are working in the country, who are working with these similar agendas. And that is why the central government has banned their FCRA, Foreign Contribution Regulation Act, because they are receiving funds from abroad for these type of activities. So over 12,500 organizations, FCRA has been banned up till now in the last 3-4 years. So that's a very good decision by the central government, and this needs to be pursued.
Right. And the imbalance that is created because of this particular demographic aspect that we talked about also largely deals with national security. Like you mentioned, infiltration, Muslim infiltration along Bangladesh border and all. So how does VHP look at it?
See, every concerned citizen should look at it with alarm, because many of the infiltration that is taking place, means of the Muslims, it is creating great number of sleeper cells there. The NIA has announced that in West Bengal or in Bihar or in Assam, there are very many sleeper cells. Then you have an open border with Nepal. So that is also security point of view a very dangerous situation. And then you have a red corridor that is starting right from north of Bihar to the south of Bharat. So that is, communist violence is there, all those things are there, and we will see that as far as national security is concerned, all these forces, anti-Bharat forces, they are coming together. So there are definitely forces in Bharat which want that the Hindus should not come into dominant position in Bharat. And there are many forces outside Bharat who don't want Bharat to come forward. So both these forces, those who are outside Bharat, those are their agents in Bharat, I would say, they are in collusion to stop the progress of this country. So it's a very big means national security challenge, internal security challenge for our country.
While we see that the number of Hindus is shrinking, at the same time we see the Hindus that exist are being divided into smaller groups, like the caste census narrative that was put up by the opposition for whatever reasons they think it is right. Is this another way of Bharat ke tukde in practice?
See, actually, we are working for Hindu organization. Vishwa Hindu Parishad's, objective is to have Hindu organization. So we will be talking more about what binds us than what, So we will not be stressing in the variety in the Hindu society. We will be talking about more about what is the commonality in the Hindu society.
Okay.
So what brings us together is we have one motherland, we have one dharma, and then we have one Sanskruti. So we will talk about that more. That is the positive, so to say, attitude. Rather than what differentiates us from each other, I think as an organization, we will be interested more in that. So I really don't want to go into all these things.
But isn't it a considerable factor that people are being divided for maybe providing them with reservation or some allurements like that? They are being divided, the Hindus are being divided in certain different groups, which proves beneficial for the agents that you were talking about in the last answer. So isn't it worth discussing?
Yeah, that is why it is worth discussing, because many people are identifying with those identities. But that is why I am saying that our focus will always be on what will unite the Hindus, because we are not working in the political field. Our field is social field, Sanskritic field and the dharmic field. So we will talk about what is concerning our way. There is a vast area, roads have to be created, electricity has to be provided, potable water is to be given, all very important areas are there. But that is not the area of work or concern as far as Vishwa Hindu Parishad is concerned. We are talking about certain areas in our society for which we are working, which we think will help the whole country and the whole society.
Okay. So, if BJP wins these elections and comes in power, then considering the complexities of the Indian society and complexities of the Hindu society as well, will it be extremely difficult for them to implement uniform civil code?
See, already I think the BJP has tried a pilot project, so to speak. I am saying because it is tried only in one state, in Uttarakhand. So they asked for feedback, the government asked for feedback, and a huge feedback they got. On the basis of that, they formulated the UCC in Uttarakhand, and it is already passed and implemented. So when you are taking such huge decisions, such experiments and such pilot projects are necessary, because our country is so vast. For that it is required, but we believe that UCC should be brought all over the country. It is required. We already have same income tax laws. We have other types of laws. Criminal law is same for everybody. Income tax is same for everybody. Many other laws are same for everybody. So why not personal laws? And anyway, our constitution has said repeatedly that at the earliest common civil code should be brought. Even the Supreme Court has said that in many cases that a common civil code should be brought, and Vishwa Hindu Parishad also feels that all over the country one common civil code should be brought, and I think Bhajapa has said that they are committed to that. So I am sure they will be bringing it. We are waiting to see what happens.
Sir, right now we are amidst the largest celebration of the democracy. uh, the elections are going on, Lok Sabha elections. So, a new concept emerged during these elections, and that was vote jihad. So, what is your opinion on that?
See, actually, Vishwa Hindu Parishad has nothing to do with day-to-day politics. Any of our office bearers, if they want to stand for the elections, they have to resign from Vishwa Hindu Parishad. If anybody is a elected member in any system, they cannot become our office bearers. That is the way we look at it. So even at this time, when the Lok Sabha elections are taking place now, because our Karyakartas are responsible citizens and our organization is a patriotic organization, we have done in a big way public awakening about these elections. Why? Because we feel is that Hindu hit is Desha hit. That is our motto. What is good for the Hindu is good for the country. So we want the policy makers to be favorable to the Hindu hit. Only those people should sit at the center. They should sit at the state level because they are the policy makers, and anti-Hindu policies should not be made. That is what we want. So we are asking people to vote only those people in power who will be favorable to the Hindu hit. What is the benefit of the Hindu? And benefit of the Hindu will not harm anybody. That is the beauty of it. So we want that. It is not against anybody. That is the beauty of it. Secondly, we want 100% voting. Because voting is not only a right, voting is a duty. One should accept it as such and perform it. Thirdly, we don't want people to waste their vote by using nota. That is a wastage of vote. And fourthly, we want that any new voter who has come of age now of 18 years, they should enroll themselves and vote in favor of the Hindus. So that is the area we are working in. That's all. That is our connection to this total election process.
Right. When we talk about the political parties in India, presently BJP is the only political party that is very vocal about their Hindutva based political philosophy. If in future more parties emerge with such philosophy, or the opposition which is not in favor of Hindutva right now but remains helpless with the prevailing conditions, and has to hold the hand of Hindutva ahead for their safety, what will be VHP's stand then?
Vishwa Hindu Parishad will welcome everybody, because we feel that no political party should have any agenda that is anti-Hindutva. If everybody follows Hindutva, then Hindutva will not be a political agenda at all. That is how it should be.
Okay.
So we want every party to talk about Hindutva. So that ends the issue.
Milinji, what is the relevance of the Ram Janmabhoomi movement in the Indian society? Because there is today the generation which has not witnessed the entire struggle for the Ram Janmabhoomi. They propose that why do we need a temple there? We want hospitals, we want other infrastructure based developments. We don't want to endorse on temples. So why is there a need for Ram Mandir?
See, actually, when people are talking about schools or building of schools or hospitals at the place of Sri Rama Janmabhoomi, they forget that the biggest charity in the country is Hindu charity. So there is no dearth of Hindu charity. There is no dearth of this seva karya. And Rama Janmabhoomi is only one place. There can be thousands and lakhs of Ram temples, but there is only one Rama Janmabhoomi. So it has its importance. Now people who are talking about hospitals and everything, they should go to the court and see in the civil court which are the maximum cases. You will see that even brothers and family members have been fighting with each other for a small piece of land. There are crores of cases in the court. So when so much importance is there, Hindu society, for Hindu society, this is the only place. Their astha is connected with it. And over 3.5 lakh Hindus have laid down their life for this piece of land. So anybody talks like this, they are insulting this sacrifice. They are insulting the faith of the Hindu society. One should be very careful in talking like this. So it is very important that this temple should be built, and that is why the highest judicial body that we have, our Supreme Court, has taken interest and given that decision. So are they saying Supreme Court is wrong? They have to think about that also. Thirdly, when you go to Sri Rama Janmabhoomi temple, see that temple, the samarpan that has come for the temple has come from 5,34,000 villages in this country. It has come from 20 crore families. That's a huge number. So that is how the society is connected, so deeply with this issue. So anybody talking about Rama Janmabhoomi should understand these factors. And then Ramji, it is not only a religious or a dharmic feeling in the normal sense of the word. Ramji is the Rashtra Purush, is the Maryada Purushottam. So that is the ideal personality as far as the Hindu population is concerned. What we cherish, what we value is embodied as Ram in his life. That is, it is called Ramo Vigrahavan Dharma. His Dharma Swarup, actual. And Dharma not only in terms of puja, but Dharma in terms of what sustains the society. Dharet iti Dharma. In that sense, Ramji is Dharma. Secondly, when you take darshan of Bhagwan Shri Ram Lala there, you remember his charitra, his total life. It is a life that is an example of social harmony which is required in the society, that the whole society is one. Thirdly, it is about the success of good over evil. That also, that conviction we require, that good always wins in the end, and you should collectively fight against the evil. All these things are connected with Bhagwan Shri Ram. Every relationship that we live, the idealism of that relationship is shown in his life. So Ram temple is very important for us. Secondly, it is doing great things to the economy. We have the Tirtha economy, so to speak. It is more than the tourism. The Tirthatan is bringing in more money than the tourism. There are 1.5 lakh people coming every day to Ayodhya. I read in January that in the last 6 months, means before January, over 10,000 new jobs were created in Ayodhya and around Ayodhya. So with Kashi, the corridor, and Ayodhya, the economy of Uttar Pradesh is going up like anything. There is a new footfall every day in Kashi of 1 lakh people. So economy of Uttar Pradesh is economy of Bharat also. So fantastic effect it is having on economy of Bharat also. So that is why we should build Sri Rama Janmabhoomi temple.
The Ram Janmabhoomi temple is being alleged by the opposition as an attempt to gain emotional votes from the country before the election.
See, some political parties gave an affidavit in the courts that Ram is an imaginary character. So they made a decision. So they will bear the fruits of their actions. And some people made a decision to go with the Rama Janmabhoomi agitation. So they will also get the fruits of their actions. So if they wanted the benefit, they should have supported it. See, they were given invitation to attend the program also. But what is their fate? They refuse the invitation also. So people who will oppose Bhagwan Shri Ram, nothing good can happen with them anytime, even in elections. So they should understand that nobody can succeed in Bharat opposing Ram.
Just like the Ram Janmabhoomi Mandir, another allegation on BJP government is bringing in or implementing the CAA. So what is your opinion on that?
Oh, I think CAA is the greatest thing Bharatiya government, Hindu government, BJP government and Bharat and the Hindu society has done in many hundreds of years for Hindus staying all over the world. See, fountainhead of Hindu Dharma is Bharat. So any Hindu staying anywhere in the world, where will they go? If they are in trouble, they will come to Bharat. There is no other country who can give them shelter. And that is why when the Bharat government, Sarkar has passed this act, amendment in the act, they are dealing with 3 countries only, Afghanistan, Pakistan and Bangladesh. Now all these 3 countries are Islamic countries. So the Muslims are not the minority there. That is the first thing one should understand. Because all 3 countries are Islamic. And that is why this law does not deal with Muslims. It deals with the minorities that are there in these 3 countries. And there are 6 communities who are minority: Hindu, Jain, Buddha, Sikh, Parsi and Christians. So this law is giving protection to these 6 minorities. It is offering them citizenship, it is offering them protection and welfare in Bharat. So Vishwa Hindu Parishad is also dealing with these issues. This act has no provision to take away anybody's citizenship. So anybody who is talking that Muslims will lose citizenship are lying, really lying. And this is about giving citizenship, not taking away of the citizenship. So it cannot give any citizenship to Muslims because Muslims are not a minority there. They have not been abused in these 3 countries because of their religion. These are the 6 communities who have faced insult, death, everything in that country because of their dharma. And that is why this has been offered by the Bharat government. So I think the Bharat government should be commended for this act. And Vishwa Hindu Parishad is going to work all over Bharat. It is working to help in facilitating getting of this citizenship. We are helping them, helping these communities all over Bharat.
Another doubt that remains unanswered regarding CAA is that why is India inviting more people from outside the country when it is becoming difficult for India itself to manage its own population? So what would be your stance on that?
See, if my brother or sister or somebody is outside facing difficulty, I won't say how much does it strains me, because that person is mine. I will do anything for that person. So the Hindus who are staying, they were part of Bharat. Because of a political decision, suddenly they found themselves in Pakistan. It was not their fault. The political dispensation at that time took that decision. And they are suffering because of that decision. So it is the duty of this country to give them shelter. Whatever may be our problems, that is our duty. And that is why I said the Bharat government should be, Sarkar should be commended for this courageous step, because they have performed their duty.
That was it. Thank you so much, sir. It was really great talking to you.
Namaskar.
That was it for today. I hope you all had a great time. See you all in the next episode.